Hello, and welcome to a Homespun house. My name is Molly, and this is one of my favorite drinks. It is called Kavita Sparkling Probiotic Drink, Mojita, Lime Mint, and Coconut. It is delicious. I cannot recommend it more. Yum. I do have a cup of coffee because we know when you are filming an episode of a Homespun house or any knitting podcast, you need a warm drink. Or I believe the grocery girls put Coke sometimes in their mug. Or is that you, Amy? Kristen? I do not know. Anyway, it is Sunday. I am Molly. I hope that I said that. This is a Homespun house. And it's great. We have snow everywhere. I wish I could flip the camera around. The snow is everywhere. We have piles of snow that are 3 times as high as I am tall. And we're supposed to get 7 more inches tonight. It sounds like school could be called out until Thursday. It's Sunday. That means Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday the girls might possibly not have school, which I am partying about because I am one of those parents who loves when my children are home from school. I'm not being sarcastic. I actually love it. When Christmas break ended, I was very bummed that the girls were going back to school. I love having them home. So I love working. Don't get me wrong, I'm so happy to get back to work also, but I love when they're on break. So we had friends over today, and we were outside sledding a little bit. That was really great. Had tasty lunch. It's afternoon now. The girls have just left to go to the Children's Museum with our neighbors. And I am going to spend a little bit of time before they get home knitting on a project that I've been working on and really, really enjoying. I do hope to finish it today. So speaking of that project, I have already knit this project once, and my grandma was here this weekend and I got a lot of knitting in when she was here. I took off the day on Friday because I went to go and pick her up, and we went and we had coffee and knitting and lunch, came home, did tons and tons of knitting, and she did some reading and sleeping and napping and eating. And then yesterday, Saturday, the girls went out on a day trip with my parents. So my grandma and I got in some more knitting and reading and sleeping and eating time. She did the sleeping. We did the eating together, of course. But yeah, it was great. I got a lot of working done on this hat. So it's like a collared PIXIE hat that I knit for my youngest daughter, Ruby. She's 3 years old, 3.5. And it has a cowl at the bottom. So there's a larger stitch count here, and then you knit that for a little while. Decrease the stitches for the neck, and then you increase up to how much you cast on. Then you do this just fun shaping here so that it really, really hugs your head. And this is a cap that fits my 3-year-old, my 7-year-old, myself, and that's all that I've tried it on. So I'm kind of going to show you how it fits, because it definitely fits my children in a much nicer way. I don't think this is something that I would wear. I could see possibly wearing it on a very, very, very cold day. Now, let's let you know that it is currently, I think it's minus 27 degrees Celsius. I think it's like 20 degrees Fahrenheit outside. But anyway, okay. So this is a hat that it has this really sweet little PIXIE here. And the smaller your head is, the higher that goes up. It looks so much cuter on a child. And it's amazing because it has this cowl on it, so you do not have to wear a shawl, which is very, very nice. I love that it's so easy to put on a small child, an older child. They just put it on their head. The cowl is here, And then you have this, the hat that has this super sweet detail here of this just PIXIE style hat that takes out here. So I knit this up in my DINO-MITE colorway, and then I knit this up in my hopscotch colorway, or I'm sorry, Double Dare colorway. Double Dare is a colorway that is always continuously in the shop on all bases. And DINO-MITE is a colorway that I dyed up specially for the 2 dinos that I knit for Elodie and Ruby for 2018, one of the Sundays of Advent. And it's a colorway that I dyed up specifically for Elodie and Ruby. Combining their colors, it's a colorway that I never ever intended to dye again. Not because I don't enjoy the color, it just wasn't something that I dyed up for a homespun house. But I also know how much you guys don't enjoy when I show a color on the podcast and it's something that you cannot knit with or you cannot get. So I have put up special order one time only from now until Friday, February 1st, where you can order custom skeins of this yarn on any base that you want. I think fingering and DK. And it will never ever be listed again. I will never ever show it again. This is the last time that you will hear about this yarn until ever. I won't be knitting with it again. I used every ounce. There's maybe 10 centimeters of this yarn left that went in the trash. So really nothing. And this is Ruby's, my 3-year-old's. And now I am currently knitting on Elodie's, my older daughter's hat. So this is out of the Double Dare colorway. It's the same colorway that I striped in for Ruby's. Elodie just wants hers this color. So this is a non-superwash worsted weight merino yarn. I believe the pattern calls for a DK, but I feel like worsted and many DKs are quite interchangeable. I'm using a 3.5 millimeter needle. I love the fabric that this is giving me. It's really, really nice. So I had a 100 gram skein of DINO-MITE and a 100 gram skein of Double Dare, and I was able to get the big dino, the little dino. This hat, I'm currently knitting on this hat, and I'm pretty sure that I might have to dig into a second skein to finish this hat. I'm a third of the way into the face, a little bit more, I would say, a little bit more than a third of the way into the face, and I'm really enjoying it. I do hope to get a lot of knitting done before the girls get back from the Children's Museum, because if they do have school tomorrow, Elodie as well, would really like to be able to wear that hat. I would love to get this finished by tonight. That will require a lot of knitting, but that's okay. I have about 3 hours until they'll be home. That's a lot of knitting, and I have no idea who's put a podcast up this week. So I am hoping to have a really nice podcast to watch. Who knows what I'll watch, but that would be fun to figure out. Before I forget, I am wearing the No-Frills Pullover. I think in the pattern, though, it's called the No-Frills Sweater. Let me just take a look. The No-Frills Sweater by Petite Knits. I knit this out of a Homespun House yarns in our soft sock base. I have these kits in the shop, and all of the kits are on the same exact bases as what I knit mine in. So this is the soft sock base, and the speckled yarn is our Indie colorway. And then the halo of yarn on top is our Fresh Sheets colorway. And the speckled colorway is a merino nylon, fingering weight. And that halo is a kid silk mohair in lace weight. So yeah, kits are in the shop. You can go to homespunhouse.com, click on kits, and you'll see quite a few different kits available in the shop. And one of those will be my next No-Frills Pullover that I'm working on at this moment. It is called the Nurture Kit. This one's the Indie Kit. So the Nurture Kit is knit out of a Homespun House Fresh Sheets mohair, again in the same halo color that I have right now on this pullover, and right now I'm looking through my little basket for our Nurture colorway. That's this right here. So the cool thing about fresh sheets is it always makes the yarn underneath a lot more subtle. So if you have a colorway like Nurture here, which is beautiful in itself, and then you put fresh sheets over it, it really, really tones that color down. So I'm knitting a No Frills out of Nurture and fresh sheets, and I'm really enjoying it. This one is a bit more oversized, and I don't generally wear oversized pullovers, but if it's cropped, it's something that fits my style a lot more, and I'm wanting to try a cropped oversized pullover because I did have one. It got ruined. I've talked about this before. And so I decided to knit one of my own and see how I like that. Oh no, my yarn is caught in my zipper. I'll have to figure that out later. That's not very nice. So I'm hoping this week I can get to a place where I am I'm to the underarms and I'm not doing raglan increases anymore. That would be really nice. On this pullover, I do have my little Harry Potter charm. This is the letter that he gets when he's invited to be a student at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. And there's the little purple wax seal with the H stamp in there for Hogwarts. It's not the Hogwarts emblem there, but it's still an H. So it looks very Hogwartsy, and the wax seal is the correct color. And I'm really enjoying knitting on that. So something that I have not knit on this week, but it's something that I have completely finished this week, is my little Cabins Pullover by Kaitlyn Hunter. You haven't seen this for a very long time because I finished the knitting part on it quite some time ago, but I had so many ends to weave into this pullover. I had all of the cuff ends, both of the cuffs. I had every end from each skein that I added to this. This is knit in a Homespun House Comfort colorway. The Cabins Pullover by Kaitlyn Hunter has this really pretty garter design here, and then it has all of these baubles, and then it has these little houses or cabins, I guess, at the bottom. And this is a pullover that I knit very oversized, and it is not a cropped pullover. And I thought when I knit this that I really wanted an oversized pullover, but I wasn't thinking about the fact that I don't wear any long shirt at all. I tuck all of my shirts in. I wear quite tailored clothing. If I wear any pullover like this one that isn't tucked into my shirt, it really falls right above my hip line or close to where my waist ends. So it's something that would just hit the top of my very high-waisted jeans that I wear. And so while this is a very pretty knit, it's probably one that I will use often as samples, but it's also a pullover that I wear, to be honest, pretty much every single evening because it gets pretty cold in our home. The girls go to bed earlier than we do, and we like it to be nice and cool while they're sleeping. So our heat goes down quite a bit in the evenings, and I get cold. I heat up a hot water bottle, and I sometimes will wear this pullover and then this on top of it. So I'm happy to have where I don't have huge holes in my underarms. If you would have watched my Vlogmas, you probably would have seen me wearing this a couple of times with holes in my underarms and with like the scrap yarn still in the stitches. So this is finished. I'm so happy that I was inspired to finish all of the weaving in and the sewing together of the underarms that needed to be done for this, because I have been wearing this a lot. The next thing and the last thing that I've been working on is my hawking socks. This is a new colorway that I've started dyeing up for a homespun house, and I just think it's so beautiful. When it's in the skein, I didn't bring one up here with me, but it really looks like the Milky Way, and that's kind of something I was trying to resemble when I dyed this up. Just something galactic and galaxy-like. And so this is sock number 1. I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel and a Kitchener toe, which is my new favorite toe to do now. And I really do a Fish Lips Kiss heel or a heel flap, just depending upon who it's for or what I'm in the mood for. This is a sock that I really needed so that I can knit while I'm bringing the girls to bed. And the Fish Lips Kiss heel just worked the best with that. It's one that once you knit, it's over. You don't have to do gusset stitches. You just then have the tube to continue knitting. So Fish Lips Kiss heel fits a lot of people anyway. So I think it's super versatile, and yeah, I think it looks great. I'm so happy with these socks, you guys. I love the way this yarn is knitting up. And I do have another yarn that I've been dyeing up for a long time, quite a few years. It's called To the Moon and Back. And this yarn will knit up the same as Hawking, as far as, you know, just where the speckles lay out, where the flashes lay out. I'm so happy that this did not pool. I am not a huge pool lover at all. I don't like pooling. But this has a really, really dark gray, almost black, and then it has speckles of different shades of blue, mauves, yellows, goldens, mustards, turquoise, just lots of really, really beautiful speckling in there, not specking. So that's a colorway that is completely stocked in the shop. You can get that on any base you want. And for those of you who haven't watched in a while, we have our MCN back that we were using when we were in Germany. So that's been special ordered, and it's one that we will continue to stock in the shop. And we are trying to see if we can have them create a DK weight yarn for us in that same base, because I would love a DK weight yarn in the MCN that we were using. So I do have sock number 2 of the Hawking sock cast on. I have the ribbing done, and I'm now doing stockinette. This is our December. You can see I've been loving the Harry Potter charms that I've been designing for our Harry Potter clubs. This is our December one. It's a little Harry Potter donut with white icing on it, and it has different shades of reds, goldens, and green. What are those called? Little sprinkles with Harry's lightning bolts and then his glasses. And I just think that's such a funny, cute, Christmassy with the Christmas colored sprinkles on there. I love that charm. I was really happy to see how Chelsea from Sucre executed it. So we do have, right now we're collecting Horcruxes for our Harry Potter Yarn and Charm Club, and just the Yarn Club if you didn't choose the charm option. So January, February, and March, we're doing the first 3 Horcruxes, and then we have April, May, June, July to collect the last 4. So subscriptions for that are going up February 1st, and I can't wait. I already know this February's, I have the yarn completely dyed up. It looks fantastic. The charm that Chelsea dyed up, the charm that she made, is not a cupcake, Megan. Don't be afraid. I've seen it now. I know what it is. It's the first time that Chelsea is designing the charms all by herself, which is a lot of fun. And yeah, I love them. I cannot wait to continue and collect all of them. I'm blown away by January's charm. I know I mentioned to you that I love it so much. I hope you all love it so much. I've heard only great feedback about that from you guys. So I'm so happy that you've been loving collecting Horcruxes as well. And I hope that once you get your second one, I pretty much know you guys are going to love it. So I've already shared with you To the Moon and Back. I'm going to continue showing a couple of different yarns that we have in the shop. This is only a select few. It's definitely not all that's in the shop, but it's a little sprinkle of goodness that I wanted to share with you guys today. So I do have a little basket here, just some yarn that I wanted to show you. So we have Fruit Loops. I wanted to bring up some colorways that I thought are kind of great for all seasons, but I've had some people tell me that they want to start knitting things to get them into the spring-like mode. So I wanted to share some of those colors with you as well. I have a colorway that I dyed up, I think 2 Christmases ago, called Weihnachtsmarkt. And it was such a popular colorway, but it was quite a limited colorway, just because of the fact that it takes so much time and processing and days to dye up this one colorway. So this was Weihnachtsmarkt. It is now called Conspiracy. Much easier to say, right? And this is a colorway that is in full stock in the shop. And it has, a lot of colors are hiding right now underneath of that label. But it's one that I'm really happy to bring back, and I'm very proud to have it at a homespun house because I think it's one that we really needed. And I think it's one that, it's a colorway that I'm proud of. So that's Conspiracy. We have Sugared Sweeties. Whenever I have a trunk show or some sort of show, this is the yarn that sells out the fastest, pretty much always. It's fun to see those yarns that sell really well in person as opposed to what sells on a website. This is Yesterday's Laundry. We have You Cook, I'll Sing. This is a really pretty spring-like colorway. And then we have Cozy Nights. There are always so many things hiding beneath the yarn bands. So I also chose just a sample of colors that I thought looked really, really beautiful together. So I want to show these to you right now. Here we have Lincoln right here. We have Bleached Blue Jeans. This is one of my favorite blue colors at a homespun house. I feel like heathered blues are so pretty. I also like really bright blues, but I have a new blue coming to the shop this week that is my perfect blue. I've been trying to dye it for a long time, like Lincoln, which I'm so happy I finally figured out. It's such a beautiful color. Do you guys all love Lincoln as much as I do? I love it. It would make a really pretty no-frills pullover also. But anyway, that new blue colorway will be in the shop this week along with many, many new yarns slowly bursting into the shop, probably each day, along with some sock sets, some kids. There's so many fun things coming to the shop this week. Here we have Barley, Ash. All of these, what I'm showing you, are in the shop along with other yarns, but like I said, just throughout the week there will be new things being listed to the shop. And currently, I didn't bring it up either, I have our 6-pack of minis with all of our Harry Potter yarns in there, so that's definitely something to look out for. It is a pre-order. It will, I think it's shipping out, I believe it's Thursday the 31st. It'll say on the listing if you look. So here we have Fog, Rose Gold, and then Nurture. How pretty. How pretty do these three look together? That looks really nice. But I feel like just this set in general is a really, really nice set together. So that's just a little sample of yarns that are in the shop, ideas of things you can put together. I feel like Conspiracy would look really nice with any of these. I mean, you could make it a little bit less toned with that. You could really tone it up with something like barley. There are just so many pretty combinations of things you can put together. Fog and yesterday's laundry. I know a lot of people like sugared sweeties and ash together. You could do ash and to the moon and back, but I feel like to the moon and back would look really pretty with barley. And then you could even pair it with Lincoln. That would make a really, really beautiful, beautiful shawl. So we'll see if the girls have a snow day tomorrow. I will definitely do a little bit of work because there is work to be done. Yeah, the girls will be here soon. I am going to pop on a podcast. Like I said, I'm really excited to see who's put some up, and let's see how much of Elodie's hat I can get finished knitting on. Talk to you guys later. Bye.